Hi and welcome to MRTV. In this video, I'm going to compare the valve index against the HP Reverb G2 because you're probably wondering which of the two headsets is the right one for you and which of the two headsets should you buy. Now in the end, it's going to boil down to what is more important for you, the best visuals or the best controllers and the best tracking. Now in this video, I'm going to give you the pros and cons of both devices, so in the end of this video, you can make an educated purchasing decision. So absolutely stay tuned and watch the whole video because all of this goodness is coming up. Welcome back again here to MRTV. My name is Sebastian Ang and this channel is all about virtual reality. I'm bringing you unbiased and honest reviews of all the VR headsets, of VR accessories, and you're getting the latest news. So if you want to see more videos just like this one here, then absolutely subscribe to the channel and click on the bell button so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Alright, here in front of me are the two best VR headsets that are on the market right now. And of course, it's not so easy to make a decision which of the two headsets should you buy. So without further ado, let's directly start with our comparison. Alright, let's start with the most obvious difference, the price. The Reverb G2 is going to set you back $600 for the complete package, including the controllers. And the Valve Index is going to set you back $1,000 for the complete package, including the controllers and the base stations that you will need for the Valve Index. So it's a $400 difference. And for many of you, the comparison could as well stop here and you will simply go for the G2 because the price is so much better. For all of you who are still in the game and who are okay to pay $1,000 for the Valve Index, the question is, of course, is it worth it, the $400 price difference, and is this headset $400 better than this headset? And for this question, I can tell you that, well, this is certainly worth $1,000, but it's not $400 better than the G2. And the G2 gives you incredible bang for the buck, and for lots of things actually the G2 is actually better than the Valve Index. So you cannot simply say because this here costs $400 more, this is way better, and we're going to go through all the difference in the remainder of this video. So what are the differences? Now let's start with one of the main differences, the tracking. The Valve Index uses the so-called lighthouse tracking, and for the lighthouse tracking you will need to set up two base stations that send out lasers, and with these lasers the headset can track itself and also the controllers. Now this kind of tracking is simply the best tracking method on the market and it's super accurate. So for the controllers here, these controllers will be tracked anywhere. Even if the controllers are behind your back or behind your head, they will still be perfectly tracked, and that is definitely one of the advantages of the Valve Index. The HP Reverb G2 uses so-called inside-out tracking using 4 cameras to track itself. So with these 4 cameras, it knows its own position and it also can track the position of the controllers. Now, with this kind of tracking solution, you do not need to set up base stations, and for many of you, this will be quite nice because you can bring the headset wherever you want and you don't have to set up those base stations. However, for the disadvantage of this kind of tracking method, you will lose tracking when the cameras cannot see the controllers anymore. Like for example, when they are behind your back or if they are like behind your head like this. So that is definitely an advantage for the Valve Index. However, this kind of tracking is still really good, and I made a couple of videos about the tracking of the G2, and you could check out one of these videos here. If you need the perfect tracking in any kind of light situation, no matter if it's pitch black or super bright, then definitely the Valve Index is the better choice for you, because for the inside-out tracking, you cannot use it in pitch black situations or in bright sunshine. So that is important to know. However, if you already have the base stations and the knuckle controllers, then you can even use the G2 with that setup. And I also made a video how to use the G2 with the knuckle controllers here. Now we're going to compare the controllers of these two headsets. For the Valve Index, it comes with the Valve Index controllers. These are the most sophisticated controllers on the VR market, and I really like them a lot. The great thing about these controllers is that you can strap them to your hand, just like this one, and then, for example, if you throw a grenade, you're not going to throw away your controllers. So this is incredibly amazing, and also this comes with full finger tracking. So inside of this grip, you have some sensors, and well, your finger movements, they will be directly put into virtual reality. So if you're a fan of VR chat, and well, if you do something like this, this will be able to show in virtual reality. So that is definitely a great thing about these controllers. Now also, these controllers charge via USB-C. So if these are flat, you simply charge them via USB-C, and then you're good to go again. Also, of course, again, these are perfectly tracked no matter where you are. Well, I talked about this in the tracking section of this video. So definitely amazing controllers. And well, if you want to know all the details about the controllers, there are lots of videos that will showcase what these controllers can do. So these controllers are nice. However, one thing that I personally don't like so much about these controllers, I don't think they are super ergonomic. So they are really nice to use, but it does not really feel amazing as what the ergonomics are concerned. So this is probably like a little drawback of these controllers. So let's compare them against the controllers of the G2. So these controllers have been completely redesigned. These are not anymore the Windows Mixed Reality controllers of the first generation of the HP Reverb G2. And these controllers are really ergonomic, and they very much will remind you of the Oculus Touch controllers. They have now the button parity with Oculus Touch. They feel really good in the hands. Actually, in my opinion, they feel better in the hand as compared to the Valve Index controllers, because these are more ergonomic. So this is really good, and I really like these controllers. Now, these controllers use batteries. So if this runs out of battery, you can simply exchange the batteries, and I simply use rechargeable 1.5 volt batteries, and well, I have no problems with the batteries whatsoever. Simply exchange them when you have to do so, and then you're good to go. Now, one drawback of these controllers as compared to, for example, the Oculus Touch controllers and the Valve Index controllers is that these do not have capacitive sensors. So there's no finger tracking with these controllers, and this might be a drawback for you, for example, if you're a fan of VR chat and any of these kind of apps that actually use finger tracking. For most of you, I don't believe this is going to be a big problem, but it's still important to mention you don't have capacitive sensors here in this Oculus Touch controller. Also, well, these are not strapped to your hand, right? So if I throw it away, it's going to fly away. But there are also third-party accessories that are actually really great, and where you can also have like a strap and hold them to your hands. So I do like these controllers, but in the end, you get the more sophisticated controllers here with the Valve Index. All right, next let's talk about comfort. And comfort, of course, is really important for virtual reality because, well, you want to spend hours and hours in virtual reality. For example, if you play sim games. Now, both headsets are amazing as far as comfort is concerned. And with both headsets, you will be able to spend hours and hours at a time in virtual reality. And, well, the reason is that, well, both headsets kind of have the same headband because they've been working together on the G2, right? So you get the same kind of face cushion here, face pad for both, and the same kind of headband here. So both have really great comfort, but the G2 is around 200 grams lighter than the Valve Index, and therefore this is even better in terms of comfort. So when it comes to comfort, I would definitely give it to the HP Reverb G2. This is super light, super comfortable, and in my opinion, this is the most comfortable headset on the market. All right, next in our comparison, let's talk about audio. And you probably know that both of them are using the exact same headphones that are hovering over your ear. So because both are using the exact same solution here, there is no difference, and for both headsets you're going to have absolutely stunning audio. And now, taking into consideration that this is $400 cheaper, well, you really get an amazing bang for your buck here with the HP Reverb G2. So same audio solution and same great sound for both headsets. But since we're also talking about audio, let's also talk about the microphone. Important for all of you who are playing multiplayer games or probably who are content creators. Definitely the microphone of the Valve Index is better here. This has an amazing microphone. It's nearly studio quality microphone, so you can use it for your streams and whatever you want to do. For the G2, it also has a good microphone, and you can also definitely use it for multiplayer player games and also for content creation. But in direct comparison, the Valve Index microphone definitely wins. Now I would like to talk about the visuals here, and for many of you, the visuals will be the most important in deciding which of the two headsets to buy. And here the G2 is the clear winner, and well, clear is a good word because the clarity of this headset is without comparison. This is an amazing headset when it comes to visuals. So in direct comparison, this has 2160 times 2160 pixels per eye, and well, this is much more than the 1600 times 1440 pixels per eye here of the Valve Index. Also, all of these pixels are concentrated more because this here has a smaller FOV, the field of view. So with this headset, you're getting around 98 degrees of horizontal FOV, and here in the best case, like with the lenses closest to your eyes, you're getting an FOV of 108 degrees FOV horizontally. Now, if you want to see the FOV comparison of all the different headsets, you can check it out here, and that's why I can tell you about these FOV values so clearly. So you have a high resolution on a smaller FOV, and well, it's just such a huge difference when you compare these two headsets. It's really visible in games, and well, games will look so much better. And actually, I've been using this for a year now, and I loved it, and I still love it. But now with this, I absolutely want to replay lots of games because suddenly you see details that you couldn't see before here in the Valve Index. And you're nearly getting photorealistic quality in some of the games. It's simply stunning. Also, the lenses are better here for the G2, even though these lenses were also designed by Valve. But for these lenses, you do not have this God ray problem that the Valve Index is plagued with. So in high contrast scenes for the Valve Index, you will see lots of glare, and actually for some people this is really a turnoff. But for the G2, you will not have these kind of problems. So definitely for the visuals and the clarity, this is the headset to beat, and this is simply amazing. Now, for the FOV, as I told you, this here has the better FOV, and if it's all about FOV for you, then probably this headset will be better. And well, I use this headset as my daily driver for a year now, and I was concerned about this problem, and I thought like, hey, this has a lower FOV, and will I be able to use it? And well, after using this, I can just tell you, I didn't even think about the FOV anymore, simply because this seems to have a super nice sweet spot in terms of FOV and clarity, and the clarity is just so overwhelmingly amazing that for me at least, I prefer it over the few degrees more FOV of the Valve Index. For both headsets, the LCD panels look really good, and for the Valve Index, the panels can even do up to 144 Hertz. So that is definitely better than the 90 Hertz of the G2. However, the colors are better with the G2. You have better contrasts, you have better blacks, and overall really nice colors with the G2. So still, even though this can do a high refresh rate for people who really can see the difference between 90 and 120 Hertz, for example, this will be great. But overall, the clarity, the colors, the high resolution, definitely a big win here in visuals for the G2. Now let's get to the conclusion, and really the conclusion is up to you. Both headsets are really amazing, and both headsets offer a lot for the asking price. Now if you want the best tracking and the best controllers, and if you want to have high refresh rates and a bit of a bigger FOV, then go for the Valve Index. If you want to get the best visuals that you can get on the VR market right now, with visuals that nearly look photorealistic, and if you want to have a super comfortable headset with a great audio solution at a really amazing price, then go for the Reverb G2. Now, if you have any more questions about any of these two headsets, please do leave them down in the comment section. I will absolutely be very happy to answer your questions. Now, I really hope that this was informative for you and that now you can make a better purchasing decision. And probably you want to have the best of both worlds, like getting the best visuals here with the Reverb G2 and getting the Valve Index controllers together with the G2. And again, I made a video about how this is possible, and well, you can find it down in the description of this video. Now, if this video was helpful for you and could provide value for you, I would be really happy if you would give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you want to see more videos just like this one here, then subscribe to MRTV and click on the bell button so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. That's it for this video, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next episode.